quick I snap into action. When I'm digging in the trenches, get dominated off the line of scrimmage. Read and react quick to make an early diagnosis. Hit you with the quick release like Marino Danny dopeness. Explosive change of direction in the true essence of Reggie Bush. From JT and ZT to DVP and AVG. Terminator to a quarterback, Hunter JP. Steve Ross, the boss, King Flow, and card slinging, gambling genius, Slick Chris Greer.
Hey, good morning. This is Dolphins Daily via the Dolphins Thirsty Network. I'm Rob Mosley, aka Dolphins Thirsty. This is my co-host Justin, and this is the little banner that we got here that I'm sure you guys heard yesterday. The Dolphins claim Jaron Christian off waivers, and then they place Eric Fisher on IR. And with that said, I would now let you guys see us and Justin, my co-host. How are you doing this morning? I know you're busy, so thanks for making it on time.
Yeah, man, I'm doing good. Just got done dropping a car off for my wife. Going to get some tires. All that normal,
fun stuff of life
all that
we have.
yeah, all that normal honeydew crap. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I was just kind of interested reading up about. We just got that Jaron Christian that we claimed off of waivers. Kid is actually not damn bad. He's started 14 games in the league and played in 49. He's a former basketball player. He doesn't have a lot of upper body strength, but he puts himself in good position with his feet. So his footwork was really good. He can improve his functional strength, obviously. Like I was saying, he's not very strong. So maybe by now, maybe he's a little stronger. As we look at our roster right now, as far as tackles go, it's actually kind of good that we brought him in because we're a little banged up.
Yeah, there's a good chance he's going to play. It's just like all of our guys. We brought in Lamb, and then before we know it, he's injured, and Eric Fisher never did anything for us. Unfortunately, it shows that being on the couch, like you said yesterday, all year, and then all of a sudden being called off the couch to try to play pro football, just didn't work out for Eric Fisher. So,
No, it didn't. Thing about this Jaron kid is he's actually experienced at both left tackle and right tackle. He's actually like I was saying, he's a former basketball player, so he does have athletic ability, able to move his feet, roll his hips, things like that. Oh man, you know what? It's rough because sometimes these kids like that can be really good. But then there's sometimes they can get overpowered because they're not used to the NFL's speed or power. So I've watched him play a couple snaps. He looks to me like he's decent. He puts himself in good body position. I think he's a pretty damn good pass blocker. But as far as the run blocking, he's maybe just a tick below that.
Well, we definitely need some pass blocking because our quarterbacks have been getting killed all year. So
right.
We'll see. I mean, Kansas City let him go for a reason, so it's not like he's a superstar. But at the same time, when you're struggling like Miami to keep offensive linemen healthy, you're going to pounce on that move when you see him hit the waiver wire. So at least the Dolphins are still trying all the way to the end here. So you'd like to see moves like that. But anyway.
No, definitely. You love to see them. You love to see that. You know what I mean? Them making moves rather than not making any, because they could have just went in limping like they already are. There's a couple things that about the kid's game that I would fix, I like guys who attack first and shoot their hands out. He's more of a catcher than an attacker. Right. So he's a catcher, like a guy, he catches the hands and catches the, I don't like that. I like you to take the attack to the guy. I don't want you to be doing that, but it's crazy because he has a good job attacking people from the out. Like he's, not really susceptible to the speed rush on the outside, but more along the lines of dudes crossing his face. So it's like having a little mini Austin Jackson out there. But I think the pro comparison on the kid was Jordan Mills. If you know who Jordan Mills is.
Yeah, I know the name. I mean, of course, I don't know.
Jordan Mills is can't move very well, but this kid can move good, but doesn't have that upper ability in his body to maintain some of the the point of contact. Once you grab onto a dude, you got to be strong enough to handle him up above. Sometimes some of Michael Dieter doesn't have that strength of contact to play center down there with the nose like Quinn Williams and guys like that are in our division. It's just that won't work. You got to have guys.
Peter's name. That's another name of just names that you almost forgot are on the Dolphins this year of how everything's played out. It's just we
just really haven't played him. You know what I mean? And we haven't used him a lot. But I mean, thank the Lord, Connor Williams has been playing as good as he has.
No, so. Connor Williams played well, so it's not a knock there. It's just though. I guess we all ranked maybe Dieter a little higher than other people did because he's like
not me. I don't think I had him ranked up that high because of
okay, you didn't. I know my co-host on the other night, Steve Malloy, he liked Dieter and
really
I did too.
What's he like about Dieter just because he's from Wisconsin?
Not that he just thought that he being there was better than at guard. Put Dieter in at guard. He's probably as good as Eichenberg and whatever because
yeah, everybody's giving Eichenberg.
He liked them more than Eichenberg, and
everyone doesn't like Eichenberg right now. They're disliking his game right now. I can't tell you that I'm not on that same bandwagon of I'm not really digging his game right now. He's a little behind, a little rusty, like he said. Heck, you're a lot rusty, buddy. He just needs to clean it up a little bit. But once again, I'm going to go back to that same thing me and you talk about every week on here. Everybody wants to give up on every player we have, throw them to the scrap yard. And but listen, to get on here, Ben, on Twitter. Make sure people been talking mad smack about damn near every player we got, especially if they're not good. They want to give up now. It's the same thing with the coaching staff, the same thing with the quarterback, the same thing with the head coach. We have to stop doing this. We have to stop just throwing things away after a couple of seasons. You've got to give it proper time to develop, proper time to do what it needs to do.
I agree, but you know how fans are, and especially in the middle of a 5-game losing streak, people get all upset.
Well, they get all up in their own feelings and stuff, and this isn't a microwave society. Like, I can't go put this in here and get it warm again, and then, you know what I mean? Like, this is a football team. It's going to be built from the ground up, and you're going to have to take each piece individually and work it into its proper development stage. And not every player is at the same place in their career as the next guy. Is Tyreek Hill at the same place in his career as Liam Eichenberg right now? No,
of course
they're not. They're not.
Of course not. Of course, I get your point. It's just, I think with the Dolphins, it's just the 5-game losing streak on top of 20 years of not winning a playoff game. So I can understand feelings being hurt by Dolphin fans because it stinks. It's hard for me to try to stay positive all the time when you see the same results playing out year after year, different coaches, different general managers, different quarterbacks, different line. And end result is we don't make the playoffs, or if we do, it's a one and done situation. So I understand why, we can be a hurt fan base. Because we're up there with the Detroit Lions now and then of teams that haven't had success. At least other fan bases, the freaking Jet fan base, at least they only have to go back to the, like Mark Sanchez era where they were actually winning some playoff games. We got to go way back. So it's just, it's hard. It's been hard to be a Dolphin fan. So I understand, but I also understand that you can't. That's why fans don't run a football team, because these coaches would be fired every week and they'd be bringing some new guy in. Oh, I hear this high school coach really motivates his kids. Let's bring him in. So it's just like we're in and out of having these names come in, and you just at some point you got to stay the course a little bit. I agree. So hopefully, we stay the course with McDaniel, overturn some of the roster, cut some of the weight. Like Byron Jones, he is going to take a cap. Going to cost a cap hit, but sometimes he's going to have to eat that cap hit and get rid of him because he hasn't been a benefit to the team this year. And Sam Madison called him out yesterday. So, not per se, but he said that because they asked him about Byron Jones, and he said, well, some players battle through injuries, some don't, so he kind of took a shot like Byron Jones isn't trying to battle through to play, even though he's not 100%. Saying that some of these guys out here have been playing him, even though they're not 100%, so.
Well, yeah, I think everybody's kind of dealing with some sort of injury or a nagging little, groin or a toe or whatever, whatever it may be. I agree with Sam Madison. Some people play through it and some of them don't. We talked about the same thing as far as prospects go. Some of them, you got to know how to stroke their egos, and some of them, they need the reverse psychology that you ain't shit and, step up your game a little bit. I need more out of you. It's that fine line of coaching a guy and getting him motivated properly it's really hard. And the reason why it's hard is because you might rub someone the way that everybody got rubbed the wrong way by Flores is like, I don't like how you talk to me. The next thing you know, you got to change the whole persona of how you're doing things. And I understand that these guys are supposedly they're grown men, right? But most of them are in their 20s and 20s, 23. They're younger, in my opinion. They're just kids. So I understand they're like, oh, we want you to talk to us like grown men. Well, then out on that football field, you need to be acting like that. No more of this dancing around and all this crap. I'm not.
They were dancing around in practice yesterday.
Yeah, I seen it. I'm not a fan. I'm just not a fan. What are you dancing about, bro? We've lost 5 games in a row. Lucky I'm not your coach. Because literally, you thought Flo was a hard ass, bro. I probably would have been fired about 5 games ago from breaking someone's neck. I'd have been pretty mad. Like, I'll get in someone's face and be like, "You get paid all this money, you better make that tackle." I ain't having no bullshit. We ain't raising no bitches over here. That's how I would say it. But
yeah, I know.
I just do things a little differently. You know what I'm saying?
You see though the fan base. You saw that poll results that Bobby of the Fins Talk Sports Network showed. Basically, talk about a fan base divided. There's almost 50-50. 50% want Nick Daniel gone, 50% want to keep him. And, and that's going in. I think that number would change if the Dolphins end up making the playoffs, if you run that poll a week from now. But it's just crazy that it's that divided.
I don't understand. I'm very, very confused how anybody would want to get rid of a coach after his first year in the league with his first, second, third cornerback all on IR, basically IR. One of them hurt. You got your first string quarterback hurt, your second string quarterback hurt, your left tackle's hurt, who's playing on like half an arm, half a leg. Right. The left guard has been hurt. I mean, everybody's hurt.
And he made the most out of Tua when Tua's been healthy.
I agree. I think
Daniel's got the most he can out of it because Tua's game's limited to a degree, and he's got what he can work with Tua and make him good when he's healthy. But he can't make the man stay healthy. That's that goes beyond his
that's
coaching.
Crazy. You're hitting on a great point right here. Like, I know how you said, oh well, his game's limited. Damn, I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know if his game's limited. Maybe I'm still living on cloud 9 where I think he can do anything, but I know he has some limitations. But I think that he's being slept on a little bit here. I think that there's some things he can do that we just haven't seen him do yet. And then when he gets a chance to do it, he blows it majorly. Like, looks real bad, and his technique is nasty.
Well, when I say limited, it's like he's not like a Josh Allen that's going to kick off running for 20 yards down the field.
Why not? I've seen him do it before.
He is, but he doesn't have the speed that some of those players have. Like
no, he don't. But he can do it.
Joe Burrow runs for yards, so you don't necessarily need speed. But
last year, I watched him truck stick a jet guy right.
Yeah, I know that was fun.
So, I mean, he can do it.
I love that. But, like I said, overall, it's not what you're going to ask Tua to do because he's just not built to run like that. He's going to get hurt. You want to avoid him.
Yeah,
you want to avoid him. Like Josh Allen likes that all the time. Like you said, like Tua did on that one play against the Jet, and he does it quite often himself. But, Josh Allen often seeks out that boom,
that contact. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I even agree with that statement. Like, Tua likes contact. Tua's a warrior. Tua likes to go out there and mix it up. Now, can his body handle the type of contact
that's a big
that
question,
Josh Allen can? No. And can he stay healthy the way Josh Allen can and play 16 games? No. I think that's what we're getting at here is the person who's got all the talent in the world is Tua Tagovailoa. He can do a lot of things that he's not getting credit for a lot of them as well, I don't think. But the one thing that's the most important thing is their best ability is availability. And that seems to be the biggest thing right now that's going to hurt his career going forward is can you stay out on the football field? Can you stay healthy? Can we trust you to stay healthy? It's not just on Tua as well, though. Like, can the offensive line block for him to stay upright and stay healthy? Can any of the offensive linemen block for any of our quarterbacks to stay healthy? Because they all seem to get hurt. That goes directly back to your offensive line, directly back to your offensive line coach.
So, I mean, we're on the same page for the most part. McDaniel's not the issue. There's so many more issues. There's so many more issues. Yes, I know you take some shots at McDaniel because you don't like that he's Mr. Nice Guy sometimes, but you also sit back and realize he has done well overall for his rookie year campaign. And yes, he's been given a lot of weapons, but you still first year coach, you're going to have your bumps and your bruises. Your star quarterback goes out for 3 green touchdowns already, another 2-game stretch. So it's like, there's 5 games right there that your star quarterback. And then from defensive backs from the get-go, we've been, every team's had injuries. And yes, some teams overcome them better. But to me, it's not a McDaniel thing overall. It's just, there's so many places you could blame. And, it's hard to do the blame game until the season's over.
If you're going to do the blame game, you got to blame the whole team as a whole. And the reason why is because it's had a snowball effect. We've had injuries to our star quarterback, everything you just went over. Everybody's dealing with those. But the teams that are overcoming those have coaches that have been around in this league for 10 plus years. They've been a head coach before. They've been offense coordinator. They know how to handle this. Right. Mike McDaniels is a rookie head coach, so this kind of caught him by surprise, and I think it snowballed on him. No excuses. I'm not giving him no excuses. No one gets any passes. If I was the head coach, I'd expect all of you to call me out on it. Be like, why the hell didn't you run the ball? You know better, Jay, and I want people to call me out. I like being drawn back in like that when I feel myself losing reality, because I think that I'm the type of person that needs that, because I can get carried away, bro. If I had Tyreek and Waddle and Mostert and them guys, I'm like, ooh, you watch out. Let me cook with this offense because I'll burn you all up. And somebody'd have to reel me right back in and be like, slow down. Let's just do things one step at a time.
No,
and
I agree with
think
you.
That's the problem that you're having here is there's so much to handle at once that everybody's not on the same page yet. I would love, can't wait to see this offense once everybody and this whole team, once everybody does get on the same page. And then the offense is able to play to the defense's level. The defense is able to play to the offense's level, and start playing complementary football. Start adding a kick returner in there and a punt returner, get some explosiveness to flip the fields a couple of times. Now you'll have a really good football team.
Tyreek came out and said he would like to return punts, but
I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it.
I don't think Danny Crossman wants him to. So, but it is. But at this point, man, you've said all season, this game here is, the game you empty the tank. So throw out things maybe that you said, well, we don't want him to get. And I understand why they don't want him back there all the time, because it just opens him up to more chance to get injured. So I understand that. But at the same time, at this game, when you have to win, and of course, then you need a little help from Buffalo, but you just got to go in just thinking that we got to beat the Jets. It's like a playoff game. I would take all stops out and have Tyreek maybe back there a couple of times. Get Tyreek, and I would get Tyreek a ball as often as I can, of course. Even if it's incorporating him in a jet sweep or something to that regard, where we use him. So this is it. And we don't have Tua, so we got to go with Skyler. Tell Skyler to use his legs if needed, do all the elements that we haven't been shown maybe other teams this year, because we haven't shown a scrambling quarterback consistently. If he's out there and you say, if nothing, just take off, tuck the ball and run, you can still slide or whatever, because we seriously don't want him getting hurt and going to Mike Glennon. So, but we just need that element that we haven't shown.
Man, it's really kind of like the thing I've been talking about here for the last month. What's up, Bobby? What's up, Fins Talk Sports Network? Ender, it's good to have you guys in the house, man. Love you guys being here. It's crazy, dude. They just need to run the football to take the pressure off of everybody else. You got a 7th-round rookie from Kansas State that's getting ready to, play in one of his first NFL games ever. The Jets are a really good defense. I think you need to come out and run the football to take the pressure off these guys. I don't want Skyler winging it all over the field. I want him throwing a limited amount of passes, 20 at most. I want to run the hell out of the football, and I know it's not going to happen. I've been calling for it for months.
I know, that's why I laughed at you, because you've been calling it for every week that you don't want.
And we've lost 5 games in a row. Maybe if you would have did what I said a month ago, maybe we'd be in a different position now.
I know, it's just amazing that only one win among all those games, we'd be talking about the playoffs and not even worrying about this week, but instead we're worrying about this week, and then we got to worry about Buffalo beating New England. And I think Buffalo will beat New England, but I'm not as sure about us beating the Jets. So that's what it's going to.
I don't know, man. I think that's what's so frustrating about it to me is like we both get a good laugh out of Justin, you've been talking about running the football like that for over a month now. It's like, damn, if this idiot in Colorado can see what you need to do, why the hell can't you get out of your own way as a professional football coach? You need to do this. This is the game where you need to go out there and do it, because you were supposed to do it last game and you tried, but you like again abandoned what you were doing to go wing it around again with Teddy.
Yeah.
And Teddy had some nice passes. I'm not going to take nothing away from the guy, but once again, like I said, Teddy will do what he does. Teddy will be Teddy and throw the game away for you. What did he do to the end? He threw the game away for you, bro. Like, come on, bro. They had Kyle Duggar running the pole right there. He's like, any crossing route you see, just jump that. What happened?
Yeah.
So sometimes you got to go away from what you do so good and do what you don't do so well just to win the game.
Hey, Dolphin JK, welcome to the room. Thank you for joining us. So good morning to you, wherever you are. And yes, we better get it done. That's the bottom line. So about getting it done, I know you're looking at your notes, and I know you're hoping that our guest shows up. We were hoping for a guest today, but
it's all good. I don't know if we got anybody. It's a little early in the morning for some of these folks, but it's all good. Everybody's got work and life and kids and stuff. I understand completely. Right now, I mean, that's cool.
Hawkeye State out there.
Hell yeah!
Man, so.
They got some players on that college team I'm really liking right now. They have that linebacker. Damn, what's the kid's name again? Oh, Jack Campbell. That's a damn good linebacker right there. I'd be into drafting some of that and bring it into Miami for sure.
Hey,
they got some.
Justin, you hate this song, Justin, but you know my rule: when a first-time commenter comes in our room, I gotta play the song. I would just play it for a couple seconds.
It's all good, bro. I know it's part of our history, but jeez, it could use an update.
Yeah, I like it. I'm an old fart. I like it. And anytime someone comments for the first time in our room, it has to be played. There you go. See, I didn't play it through the whole thing. See, thank you, Dolphin JK. That was all for you, that music. Because anytime we get a first-time commenter in here, we play that music. And if you ever want to join our show, let us know. We would drop a link, and you can join our show and be as a host with us. So, but it's funny to Justin because I hear you talk. You're my buddy, so I'm allowed to. It's like 1 minute, no, we can't. It's just funny. You're almost like borderline because you're like, no, we got to keep McDaniel. But then the next 5 minutes, you rip McDaniel. So it's funny.
I know.
You say, we got to keep him, but then you rip him for 5
minutes. It's
minutes.
because I know what we have to do. Like, it's rough, bro. I'm a little bit all over the place. Forgive me, but you got to understand.
Oh, you're a Dolphin fan. Bottom line, you're more professional than me because I admit I wear the Dolphin hat and I play the Dolphin song and I'm a homer all the way. You try to keep that. Oh, let me, keep my nice professional opinion on here.
It's rough, and the reason why I'm back and forth so much on it is because I know that the Dolphins can't keep doing what they've been doing the last 35 years. We have to keep what we have and build around it, you guys. We have to. This is what we got. This is what we tank season for. Tank for Tua. This is what it was for. Man, I don't think I finished my point the other day when I mentioned Barry Cunningham in his show. He did something where he says that the Dolphins fans don't quite deserve Tua Tagovailoa. And I'll be honest with you, sometimes I kind of agree with him. I think you guys need to be a little bit more patient here. I know we've been waiting 100 years. I've been waiting too with you, bro. So is everybody. You're not different than anybody else. So what we need to do is we need to keep and build around what we got. And the reason why is because you're not getting any better than what you have right now. And if you think you are, show me, prove it.
Yeah.
Because you're not.
Yes, Dolphin JK, I agree. I say at least definitely keep them and be fair and give them probably the 3 years that you give most of these coaches. It takes time to develop and get moving. And I mean, the only way we change is if there's like some secret sauce coach he already has in his back pocket to come and it brings in other elements and other quarterback, and then you're willing to change again. But to me, no, you just got to stay the course and move forward. And
even if you were to bring in a whole new regime and everything everybody's dreaming for over there, even with what I would be on board with, Peyton and Brady, does that guarantee us anything? No. Doesn't guarantee us nothing. So why not just stick with what you got and ride it out? I'll be quite honest with you. If I was an owner of the Miami Dolphins or owner of any sports franchise, the first thing I would do when I hired anybody like this, I would go to the fan base. I would have a press conference. I'd set up the microphone, all this stuff, be like, great, shaking hands, give them a hat, give them a jersey, all that stuff. Then I would come out and say this right here. Don't you expect anything in the first 2 to 3 years of this team. This is going to be slow cooked, slow built. Don't expect quick results, because if you do, you're crazy. That's not how this works. By year 4 or 5, you can start putting expectations on us.
Right. That's
serious,
kind of
bro.
what they told us. That's kind of what they told us.
Yeah,
when they did this.
but nobody listens, bro. But nobody listens. They're all like, "We want now." You know what I mean? Like, come on.
But you have to understand too, though. I understand. That's where I do understand both sides of the fan base, because it's been 20 years since we've had a freaking more than 20 years since we had a playoff win. I'm not talking Super Bowl, because you look at the freaking Patriots, they have 6 Super Bowl wins since the last time we've had one playoff win. I mean, that's a gut punch. I mean, that's a gut punch of gut punches. So I understand why there's Dolphin fans that are upset, and I understand the divided fan base. Like I said, Bobby put up that poll, and it was basically 50-50. 50% wanted him gone, 50% wanted to keep McDaniel. So it just shows how divided of a fan base. And if you ran the poll on Tua, it's probably, I guarantee you, do we move on from Tua? It's probably 50-50 right down the base too. 50% because they know, let's roll with Tua one more year. And then the other 50% is going to say get rid of Tua. So it's just, we're really divided. And you know what causes division? It's losing. Winning, we don't have all this.
Do you know what cures everything, Rob? Is winning. Winning cures everything. And I'll be quite honest with you. Like everyone, like you just mentioned, the Patriots won 6 Super Bowls. Did they win 6 Super Bowls by breaking everything down every year and then re-getting a new head coach and a new GM and another quarterback? Just ask yourself that. Did they win? Is that a winning formula right there? We need a new defensive coach. We have studs. I agree. We do need a new defensive coach. I wouldn't doubt that, not one bit. If there's any part that needs to move, that would be one I'd be okay with in the special teams. But I want to keep Mike McDaniel. I know you hate this, but I want to keep Chris Greer because there's nothing better. And I want to keep my quarterback. That's why we brought him here. I'm not giving up. I'm not going to give up as early as everybody else is going to give up.
I agree with you.
You want to give up on something?
Greer, that means if they get rid of the coach. I say keep it all. If you're going to keep, then you keep it all. But I'm not saying let's not let Greer get rid of him and bring in another guy. I mean, to me, that's ridiculous. If you're going to break it all down and start over again.
So you're trying to say you don't want Greer choosing a quarterback anywhere in the draft?
No, I don't want Greer being the next guy. You either roll with McDaniel, Tua, and then you keep Greer. But if you're going to, let's get rid of McDaniel and let's get rid of Tua and keep Greer, that to me, that's insane.
Yeah, so I'm with you.
That's the only reason I say get rid of Greer is if you're going to get rid of the coach, why let him pick another coach? He's already.
No, I hear you're saying if they're all three connected. You're saying if you're going to get rid of Tua, you're going to get rid of Greer, you're going to get rid of McDaniel. I'm with you on that one. If that's the case, I'm not gonna like keep Rob Peter to pay Paul. I'm not gonna do that here. In this case, I'm going to scrap the whole thing
over again. And you can go through the history of where we done that, because we kept Jeff Ireland, even though he was like talking behind Sperano's back, trying to flirt with Jim Harbaugh, and then we kept all of them, and it's just it doesn't work out that way, man.
It's nuts, bro. Like I've seen so many of Chris Greer's picks go that people like I don't know what happened in the inner workings of the organization. Who was like, no, he's got to go now because I said so. I don't know who makes that call on that. But I've seen so many of his picks go to different parts of the NFL and different teams and be successful. It's disgusting when you really look at it. In fact, I've got numerous friends of mine that are Broncos fans are like, oh, you guys are so famous for getting robbed for your players that are good and other people being successful with them. Right. He's not right. He's not wrong. He's not telling a lie. He's totally correct. Look how many times you can go back in history and someone that we gave up on, they take and they make them into a decent player. I can count on my hands right here off the top of my head and count like numerous times that it's happened.
You can even throw Ryan Tannehill in that.
It's crazy you thought that, because I was just thinking that's the newest one right there. Even I didn't like him and wanted to give up on him.
He's not a superstar, but he went there, got him some playoff wins.
And he's decent.
Yeah, of course, the running game helped him a lot there, but it's just still so that
It's crazy we're talking about this because in my mind, I keep thinking about what could make the Dolphins hella successful. Could you imagine? Just imagine in your mind. I know we've all looked at it on paper. We had a great team. It didn't translate to the field. I know everything looks sweet on paper, but imagine having like a Derrick Henry with Tua Tagovailoa Oh
Oh,
my
of course.
God, dude. All you
I
do
know.
is hand it to him and be like, you work it that horse until the horse is tired, and then you throw off of that play action. You would eat.
That's it.
You
It's
would
been
eat.
so long though since we've had that great combination. Because not even Marino back in his day had that great combination with a great running back. It's just been so long since we've had the great running back. You know, Jay Ajayi gave us a couple of good seasons before his injuries finally gave way. Ricky Williams, but then we never coupled him with a good quarterback. Then we've had some decent quarterbacks that we never coupled with.
Guess what? You just named another one.
Which
You
one?
just
Well,
named you named another. You named another player that went somewhere and won a Super Bowl and was successful, and not with the Dolphins. Jay Ajayi.
yeah,
Jay
I know he did.
Ajayi was griping about having carries here after a game after wins, and Adam Gase is like, you know what? I don't like that. You're out of here. Bam, we won a Super Bowl with the Eagles, which I'm glad they actually shipped him out because his knee wasn't going to last anyway.
Yeah, his knee. I think they knew his. Him and me draft him. That's why he fell when we were able to get him and stuff because of that. He was going to have a short-lived career.
I was into that season though, man. I'll never forget that season. I was like, yeah, J Train.
No, that was great, man. That was a fun year. I mean, you know, unfortunately we just fell apart that year too. We made the playoffs, but we were all. It's just like injuries always nail us the past few years. I know all teams battle through injuries, but it just seemed like sometimes we're cursed as far as because that year we just everyone. I mean, Tannehill was out by the time we made the playoffs, so it's just. We were just beat up, limping into that game against Pittsburgh. So, and I remember that game well, just because it's our last playoff game.
Was that the season that Tannehill got the knee injury, got hit on the knee by Calais Campbell and got hurt?
Yeah,
I thought we had great chances that year, maybe to win a couple playoff games as well. So
Moore started the playoff game and stuff.
I liked Matt Moore, man. I liked Matt Moore. Too bad we didn't put a team around him.
No, I agree, and we had dominated Pittsburgh in the regular season game that year. Ajayi went off for like 200 yards or some crazy number like that.
Yep. And then we got smacked in the postseason.
I know we couldn't do anything against them in the playoffs, though. It just got ugly. But it is what it is. It's just part of being a Dolphins fan.
Yep, it certainly is. You got to have thick skin. I've said it to numerous people in my family and my kids and numerous of my friends is you have to have some real thick skin in order to rock this aqua and orange, dog. If you don't have that thick skin, don't come be part of this organization.
No, that's for sure.
You won't last but a season or two. Like,
no, I know it's tough, man. It's tough.
I've met Patriot bandwagon fans that I'm like, I know you're not a true Patriot fan, dog. Tell me who your linebacker was and so, and he couldn't. And I finally made him break down and tell me why he became a Patriots fan, because he's like, oh, I was a Chargers fan, but then I was watching the Super Bowl and I wanted to pick a team that won. I was like, oh, you're such a buster.
Yeah, no. Once you pick a team, I don't care if you can live like you live out in Colorado. You picked the Dolphins when you were young, and then you stuck with them. So I don't care where you are globally, because to me, I'm a Dolphin fan living down here in South Florida, but I'm also in baseball, a Boston Red Sox fan. So, but I stick with them, because I was, I'm old enough that I was here before the Marlins were a thing. So I picked the Red Sox, just having to have some baseball team I liked as a kid. So the next thing you know, I stick with them. So once you pick them, you just got to stick with them. You can't just change because, I want to change because I want to pick a winner. To me, that's just, it takes the word fan out, because we're supposed to be fanatical about that one team, and it's like, I could change every year and think whoever, who's the odds saying that's going to win the Super, and say, this is my team.
That's my new team.
To me, it just kind of takes fun out of being a fan. It's frustrating being a Dolphin fan, but when we finally win, it's going to be that much more happy.
It would be great. It'd be easier just to be a fan then, right? And just be like not that Homer fan and like loyal like we are, but just be that bandwagon fan. Oh, who's gonna win? Oh, cool. Then it makes it so much easier to not be as pissed off as we are every year. But
and I understand. That's why I said I have no worries on these people. And speaking of the Red Sox, real quick, at least they gave me some good news signing Rafael Devers. I won't talk Red Sox on here because we're Dolphin fans, but I'm happy that the Red Sox signed Devers to the extension because they had been losing everyone.
Yeah, you're so lucky. Yep, my Giants get spurned by Carlos, and you get lucky with Devers. I see how it is.
We've lost everyone. We lost Bogarts and everyone, so it's good to see him stay. But anyway, back to our Miami Dolphin talk. And, as we're about the halfway, normally we start talking about the game this week. You've mentioned a couple of times already today that the Jets defense scares you.
Yes,
but
sir.
You think Miami's defense can hold up okay against the Jets just because the Jets aren't? Or are you a little worried about? There's some questions on Mike White's status this week. I've seen some saying he might be questionable to play, and then I've seen others saying he is going to play. So
he's going to play. I can tell you right now, even if the saying is questionable, I guarantee you they're going to play.
I think he's going to play.
They're going to try to stick. They're going to try to stick it to us, bro. I'm not even going to lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat.
From this area, so he's
going to try. They're going to try to stick it to us, bro. Like, you better cover the wide receiver. You better cover Wilson. You better cover Moore. You better watch out for Michael Carter and that Xavier Knight, I think his kid's name is. You better watch for that kid coming out of the backfield, because if not, it's going to be a long day for you. He's going to tear your butt up. He can run. I'm not as worried about as much as their offense as I am their defense. I think I got, let me see here, 3 matchup indicators for the Jets offense to our 6 matchup indicators for the Dolphins defense, with 3 pushes across the board. Right. The pushes across the board would be Dwayne Brown versus either Chubb or Ingram. The kid Moore, who's going to be in the slot, versus Kuho. I think that's a good matchup, so I gave it a push. And then I think it was, Raekwon Davis versus Connor McGovern, their center. I gave that one also a push. I think those are fair matchups across the board. When you look at their offense, the key matchup indicators, I always do this. Watch out for these guys, and I seem to be right. Every damn week I'm right. The tight end Uzama. I mean, tight ends kill us, bro. They kill us underneath, over top, yak yards. Javon Holland, I need your best game, because you're going to be down there trying to cover Asuma and Conklin. The next key matchup indicator is the slot guy, the Elijah Moore, because I think they'll put Xavier Howard on Wilson, and they'll lock Wilson down on Howard, which will be a good matchup. I give Xavier Howard the edge here slightly. The kid's young. The Wilson kid's going to get his catches. He's going to have 2, 3, 4, 40 yards, maybe a tutty. I don't know. But the one you want to really cover and maybe even bracket would be Moore underneath and over top. So you're going to want to watch that kid.
All right. Well, let's just hope that Miami comes out fired up this week and they're ready to play like a playoff atmosphere, beat the Jets. And like I said, we can't control the other game. I mean, obviously, we as fans can't even control the game we want, the Dolphin game, but the Dolphins players can control the game, on Sunday, but they can't control the other outcomes of the game. But they just got to go kick the Jets' butt, and let's see what happens, Buffalo versus New England. But how the NFL set it up, Buffalo has incentive now to win against New England. Because if they were just going to say, well, they don't even get home field anyway, then there would be not much incentive. But now they're saying it's going to be a neutral field if Buffalo wins and Kansas City wins.
I've been hearing lots of talk on this and that last game that is yet to be played, which is the Bills and Bengals game. Are they going to finish this game or not? Because this has huge implications on what's going on with our team.
They said they're not going to finish.
They're not going to play it. It's kind of going to be the thing to where they said they're going to work off the win percentage and all that crap. But the scenario that I liked was they were talking about the one of them you can choose, whoever the team is gets to choose the first round bye or the home field advantage throughout. That was probably the most likely scenario. But the one that I liked the most was where they added another playoff team to each conference.
Yeah, so they threw that out. They said
that's
they weren't
stupid. That would have been the coolest one to do, because then that gives us another chance to get it.
I know. So what they went with, though, for the AFC Championship game now, Buffalo still has reason to play, because they're not going to play that game, but they're not going to be able at home. But now if Buffalo, if they finish Buffalo, it would be Buffalo, Kansas City. If they both make the AFC Championship game, it'd be at a neutral site.
That's what it needs to be then, because it's making this unfair already. It's just not right.
If Buffalo loses this week and Kansas City wins, then Kansas City gets to play home. So Buffalo is so if they both win, it's going to be at a neutral site. So Buffalo at least has that they don't have to go into Kansas City.
I do want to say right now, thank God for DeMar Hamlin. Honestly, he's came. He's doing better. I heard he's actually opened his eyes and, squeezed the hand of a couple of his family members and is talking with via on paper, talking back and forth. They say that it looks good neurologically, that everything seems to be working really well right there. So thank the Lord for that, for small favors. But I do want to give a shout out for a player right now who is battling for his life, former Denver Bronco, former Cleveland Brown, Peyton Hillis. Lance is in critical condition, is in the hospital after trying to rescue his kids from drowning. He is in ICU right now. I'm going to give a shout out for Peyton Hillis and his entire family. We're praying for you during these tough times. We hope everything works out for Peyton and for you guys.
Yep. Thank you. Well said, Justin.
No problem, man. I just read that going into this morning to take the car in. I was like, oh man, just another tragic situation of what I don't like to hear. So
I agree.
It's crazy, but I'm looking at this game, and we'll get back into the game, so we're not talking about somber points to blow everybody's vibe this morning. We ain't trying to kill your guys' buzz out there. But when I think about the game, like the defensive part of the Jets scares me the most, so I don't want to play it's weird. It's like I want to keep teams on the bench with our offense, and this is the game like run the ball. Not this game. I think we need to look for a quick strike or a score on defense or a special teams touchdown in order to win this football game. You need a defensive touchdown or a special teams touchdown in order to win this ball game. One of the two. And the reason why is because I'm not trying to see their defense out there and our offense on the field. I really am not. I'm not, because it's a recipe for disaster. You're flirting with death when you pull out. I'm scared of their defense. Jalen might not be, but I am.
Yeah.
When I look at the indicator, dude, it's heavy. I give 8 matchup indicators to the Jets on defense, to the Dolphins 2 on offense.
Yeah,
it's very heavily swayed right there. Very heavily swayed. Like if they want to do some prove me wrong right there, and prove that Tyreek can beat Sauce, prove that Waddle can beat Reed, prove that Armstead can be half as much as he needs to against John Franklin Myers, or who the hell is what 3 guys are gonna block Quinn Williams on every snap, because it's gonna take
Williams is a nightmare matchup nightmare.
Just scary. Like you block all those guys I just said, right? Then they got Carl Lawson. Then they got Quincy Williams, which is Quinn's brother, out there on the edge. Then your guy Mosley in the middle right there, and Alexander running all over the damn place. Oh, and then Jordan Whitehead comes up out of the safety, hits you on run support. There's a lot to think about right there, bro. Like the only hole I see right there is because Joyner's hurt, limping coming into this game. I don't know if he's going to play at safety right now. And then you got to trust this kid, Skylar Thompson, the rookie, beat the, you know what I mean, the veteran safety.
It's a tough ask for Skylar. It's tough. And then fans are going to eat up the kid if he doesn't do well. But,
I see it going bad. I see it going bad, bro. Like, they're going to do the same thing they're trying to do with Tua and Teddy, and they're going to ask Skylar to throw all these.
Oh, this is it. This is where McDaniel can prove his worth and, show us, and you and I who say keep him and not fire him, and the 50% that are saying fire him. This is McDaniel's chance to show them, man. Shut up, man. I overcame. I have a 7th round draft pick. I beat a top-ranked, tough competitive New York Jets defense on the last game of the season when they were trying to knock us out of the playoffs. So I think that would win some sway back to some fans who are
dude, that would be huge. Like, honestly, like, I hear you talking. Do you know what I mean? Like, now show me, because, like, I'll be honest with you, man. I've been asking for this dude to coach like this all for the last month now, and I need the best out of you right now, bro. Like, you got to get the best out of your players now, and you got to take protection out. Like, if I was facing this defense and I'm coming out there, I'm not even gonna lie to you, dude. You've heard me. I'm gonna pound it into the ground. It's like beating a dead horse. I'm gonna keep beating that dead horse. You got to run the football. The football takes pressure off of your rookie quarterback, and then all those pass rushers, and they're trying to attack you. It takes them out of the game if you can create a couple holes. Remember before the Buffalo Bills game, I was like, I want Ike or Jones and Williams and Hunt getting to the second level, getting on them linebackers.
Right, and they did it against Buffalo.
That's what you need to do right here. Is you need to just take the fight right to them, just right to them. If not, and you play scared, you're playing right into their hands, especially on offense. Do not play scared.
Well, speaking of Buffalo, if Miami wins and if Buffalo beats New England, it's a good chance it looks like we'd be traveling to Buffalo for the first game.
Oh, my God. I want to do that.
So
redemption.
If Kansas City wins on Saturday, which most likely they're going to win on Saturday, then if everything plays out that way and we win and the Bills beat the Patriots to get Miami into the playoff, then our first game is going to be
Buffalo.
Yep, Buffalo.
I want Buffalo, bro. Like, oh my God, you're getting me all
Kansas City loses on Saturday and Buffalo wins, then our first game would be at Kansas City in the playoffs.
I want to play Buffalo, bro. I want to play Buffalo. You know why I want to play Buffalo, don't you?
Well, of course, because they're a division rival, and you think we match up okay.
I want that. I want that ass, bro. I want that ass. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I want them to go out there and just pound the hell out of them because I know they can. I know they can. I know they can beat Buffalo. I know it. I know it, bro. If we play Buffalo, we're winning. We get into the playoffs versus Buffalo, we're gonna upset.
I like seeing a positive Justin come out.
I'm calling it right now. I'm calling it right now, dude. You heard it here first. If we get into the playoffs, we're beating Buffalo in Buffalo. I don't care. We're winning that game. Hey, mark my words, bro. Mark my words. We're winning that game.
That would be great because that would quiet all the Fire McDaniel people for another.
I think it's a pride thing. I think they want to come out there and be like, nah, bro. Like, we had you beat already twice. Like, I'm telling you right now, bro. I hope it works out just like that. I hope we get into the playoffs and our first draw is Buffalo. I really do. And everyone's like, you're crazy. That's a slow death. No, bro. Go out fighting, dude. I'm a fighter, and I think these guys are too. I want to see them give it their best. Empty the fight to the death.
Yeah. And like I say, I think we're in good position. Just beat the Jets, and I think the other stuff will happen. I think Buffalo will beat
Got me so excited.
Yeah. Let's just see, but we're going to be all disappointed if we go and lay an egg against the Jets, which I'm still scared of. It's just because
that's all right.
Doesn't seem to have the mojo right now.
Oh, bro, that's all right. Like, I'm not scared at all, bro, honestly, now, because I've seen it all as a Dolphins fan. Like, it's like, what do we have to lose, bro? We're already the laughing stock of the league. You got nothing to lose. You're going to lose your job? See, that's how Mike McDaniel needs to coach these guys. Like, we ain't got nothing to lose, man. Go out there, have fun. I want you to slam your body around with reckless abandonment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think you got to play it like that. You got to play every game like it's your last game, or you're not getting the most out of it. It's like going up to baseball, to bat and looking for a walk. No, dude, go out there and get your cuts in, man. No way am I going to go looking for a walk.
Yeah, he cut out. He always cuts out right at the end of the show here. It's never fails, so that's all good. He'll be back any minute. Let me change my banners on. Oh, there he comes. He's already. There you go. Just like clockwork, almost at the end. It's my internet that's wonky today. I'm going to have to look into why my brand new router I got from Comcast yesterday as a supposed an upgrade. They said, oh, you're eligible for a free upgrade. We're sending you a router, send the old one back. But
right.
I got one little bar here in my house.
You're like, what the hell?
I know. So I don't know, Comcast. But
yeah, like I was saying, man, I'm the dude who goes up there looking for my cuts and get the best in out of everything I'm going to do. I'll put in 110%. I don't care. I want to be the best at it. And I'll be honest with you, I think a lot of the players are like that too. They just need Mike to be like, go get it. They need him to get mad. Like, if they get mad, I think they'll start acting like the coach. Because right now, the team personifies the coach right now. It even acts like it. Look, we've lost 5 in a row. Well, I'm going to get it together, guys. Like, I don't need Travis Wingfield, dude. I need Mike McDaniel. So let's go, bro. Like, I need you to get pissed, get mad. Because I've seen the dude animated in, like, meeting rooms and stuff where they have videos running, and he's, like, banging the table talking about how the wide receiver's got to block downfield or everything's going to be ruined on his run play. See, that's the Mike McDaniel I need right there, bro. I need you to get pissed. I need you to be mad. And I need you to get animated, but stay within control.
Well, we'll see. It's already Friday of the work week, so hopefully he's been like that all week. And
you got to get fiery. You know what I'm saying?
He has to, man. This is it. This is like I say, it would be panic city if the Dolphins lose. You and I have a show Monday morning, and it's going to be everyone. Well, we may know news by then of Monday.
Monday morning on the show on Dolphins Daily. This will be Rob and Justin.
Yeah, I know. That's what I say. They're not going to be fun to watch if we lose.
We'll be like watching The Wire.
I don't want Black Monday to come where you have to actually be looking, because I don't you and I are both on the same boat. Do not fire McDaniel. But you never know what Ross is going to do after, if they begin to now it'd be a 6-game losing streak at that point, and he could just be like, man, I'm 90, I'm getting old, man. I don't want to, I want a win. And, he may tear it up all over again and trying to see, but, we don't know how he's going to act. I think right now he's probably upset because he's a Dolphin fan like us. He's not a football super, 9G. So he's probably just all panicking right now. But when matters settle, he's probably going to say, okay, we got to keep McDaniel. I'm going to do the same stupid thing over and over and fire someone. And like we mentioned, the only way he's going to fire McDaniel, he already has someone in his back pocket that he knows is coming. And that's not going to spurn us after that's what I would hope. But I say keep McDaniel no matter what. I mean, if we complete this collapse that matches like the 1993 collapse, when we never won a game again after the Leon Lett game.
I remember that.
And I remember because I had traveled and I was all the way up in Michigan, and I had traveled to help someone like drive a car back because they didn't know how to drive stick shift. So my one thing was wherever we are on Thanksgiving Day, I have to be able to see the Dolphin game. And I was like the goal. Like, I won't even charge you. I would drive your car all the way back from Michigan to Florida. And that's what I did. But so we found a place. We watched the game on Thanksgiving Day. And I remember the person I was driving back with was not a football fan at all, but I'm thinking, oh, this team's special. The Dolphins never win a game like that. We're going to do it all, and we never won another game. So it just shows that's just another curse. So I just hope this, because, I just hope this is not another 1990. Because I was at 8-3. I was finally saying, finally, the Dolphins are legitimate. We're not going to be just in the hunt. We're not going to just be lurking. All the terms they love to use. We're going to actually be locked up in a playoff spot, this determining seed. But here we are in the final game, and we're just in the hunt. We're working.
See, it's crazy, man. Like, I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at our structure, and the special advisor to the vice chairman, president, and CEO is Dan Marino. Yeah, I wonder what Dan Marino's doing right now. We're advising them.
I don't think he does. To me, I bet you he's just more of a figurehead, big name. He goes. Then
you need to get somebody else in there. That's not going to work. You can't just have a puppet sitting there for show. That's not how. I think he's
more like a puppet to show. He goes to the big events.
Then he's got to go.
Hall of Famer Dan.
I love Dan Marino, bro. Love Dan Marino. But if he's not doing the job that we need him to do, you got to go.
He might do that, but I'm just thinking that maybe that's what Dan Marino. He's more of a figurehead. And
here's another one right here.
He talks to Tua. He does stuff like that probably, but I don't think he's like active in making decisions.
You need to be more active. You need to be more a part of what's going on. We need somebody who's more active. You got to, because you need somebody in McDaniel's ear. Here's one that's real, like, it's kind of curious to me. And not only that, but it makes me feel a little better. Like the assistant general manager, Marvin Allen, bro.
Yeah,
Marvin Allen helped get Kansas City, to advise them to maybe draft Mahomes. So I don't know, because I wasn't in there, so I don't know. But I know that he had a big part of bringing in Patrick Mahomes. As soon as we brought Marvin Allen here to Miami, I was like, oh, yes, thank God. Maybe we'll get a quarterback. And now we got one, and everybody's like, I hate this guy, man. Let's get rid of him. I want Justin Herbert. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we should have drafted Justin Herbert. Maybe you guys are smarter than I am. Maybe that should have been the choice, because it looks now like it could have been better for us, because he's available. Best availability. That's what I was just going to say. It looks like it may have been smarter for us. I think.
But if the Dolphins
they fell in love with Tua, though, bro. Like,
if the reports are true, the Dolphins weren't even that big on Herbert at all. They weren't even going to take Herbert. They would take Jordan Love as their next choices.
Oh, like, damn. I would have took Herbert over Love.
I know, but some of those reports that came out that,
I believe you.
Flores wanted a lineman at that 5th pick, knowing that Jordan Love would fall to their later pick. And that's when they're, so, who knows? That's just like all the fake rumors that come out after a coach gets fired to kind of show justification. Oh, we moved on from him. But that were some of the rumors that he wanted to take a lineman with an offensive lineman with the 5th pick, and then take a quarterback later, and flip it to where we took Austin Jackson with the next pick instead of 2-0. He would have taken the guy that I think the Giants end up drafting, the offensive lineman or something.
Which lineman was it?
Oh, I got to look back. I think I got to look back, but he wanted one of those guys, and that was just rumor, and then he's a good lineman, whoever it was. Then you would have to look at the 2020 draft, and
I believe, quite honestly, like the theory you're going with right there is he's trying to build the trenches before he gets to everything else, and that's my theory. That's the way I would build a football team. So anybody who's like, no, you go get a receiver or a running back first, you're crazy. You need to build from the inside out. Nobody builds it from the outside in. Everybody builds it from the inside out. They build with the line of scrimmage first, and then they go get the quarterback. I think that's what
they tried with Flores, his first draft. They went and got Wilkins, and they did solid moves like that. But by the next thing, you needed a quarterback, because that's the whole reason you had a bad record. So it's just whether we missed on him or not at this time. And the point is we got to win.
The point is that you need to bring a quarterback in, whether it's going to be a draft pick or an undrafted free agent, every single season until you get what you want. and you don't stop even after you get what you want.
Even when you get
what you want, eventually you're going to hit, and eventually that's why you see me saying I draft one or get one in here every year.
If you suck at darts, if you throw a dart at the dartboard long enough, eventually you're going to hit a bullseye.
Yeah, your percentages go up. That's what I'm trying to do for the Dolphins by adding all these quarterbacks is make our percentages go up to get what we want. I mean, I'm the type I overkill it, bro. Like I'll get us 2 quarterbacks that I really like, then I'll go get me another one. And the reason why I'm getting me another one is because I'll put that guy on the practice squad and I'll groom him to be the quarterback.
Look how it worked out for Green Bay. They still had Brett Favre, but they saw Aaron Rodgers say, hey, we got to take advantage. And they try to hit magic again with Jordan Love, and it doesn't seem to.
Yeah, but how long did Aaron Rodgers sit behind Brett Favre? 4 years. Wow. Yep. 4 years. 4. And everybody's
can you imagine if we had
sucks, bro?
I know, but I just wish we had that line of thinking when Marino was still on the team. Can you imagine if we would have picked a good quarterback and then he's gone and we step in, and instead we're still talking about Dan Marino?
Well, I've heard a lot of talk this year about how iron sharpens iron and everything like that. And everybody's talking about how our team was stacked. And I was starting to agree with them a little bit. But then I started looking at the line. I'm like, that iron don't sharpen iron. And then I looked at the quarterback and I'm like, so Teddy sharpens Tua? No, bro.
We need someone right. I agree on that. We do need someone that I want to keep Tua for next year, and give him the 5th-year option at most, but give him another chance, but bring in someone that he knows when he goes into camp. Like, man, if I'm not the best quarterback in preseason,
then the job ain't yours. I want quarterback competition every year.
Right, that's what I want. Someone that and whoever wins. And then
I should say, I want quarterback competition every year. I want quarterback competition every year till we find that stud, like an Aaron Rodgers or Brady.
You don't want quarterback competition every year, but I knew what you meant when you said.
I want it until we find our guy.
Yeah. Right, until we find our, and I won't say our next Dan Marino because those only come around once in their life. But if we find just the next guy that can lead a team to the playoffs, get in the playoffs, and maybe win some games, that's what I do want.
Do you remember those years where, I remember if there's one thing you can count on is when the Patriots had Brady. You could count on death and paying your taxes, is that Brady would have a line in front of him to protect him. I know this is all hearsay, could have, should have, would have, but maybe it'll happen in the future. And everything looks good on paper. And maybe it don't perform on the football field, but could you imagine having a line like that'll die for their quarterback like the Patriots did for Brady to protect him for Tua? Can you just imagine what would happen? He literally would pick defenses apart. I don't think there would be all those numbers you were seeing.
He had some protections this year. I think is still in the back of his mind, this line's not the greatest, so I still worried. So on times you could see he had a happy feet, and then sometimes when he had it, but that just goes away. If you get enough repetition where I'm hardly ever getting hit, that goes away where he knows, I know my guy's got my back.
Sure. And a lot of people could say the argument of, hell, any quarterback could eat you alive if you give him 5-10 seconds. It's true. But how many of them actually do it? It's the same theory as, Barry Bonds shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame because he took steroids. Well, you still got to swing the bat and you still got to hit the home runs and you still got to hit the ball. So I just don't agree with that theory. I definitely don't think everything needs to be perfect in front of them because it's never going to be. But if the line could just be a little bit more better, I'm talking we need a top 10 line in order for this guy to succeed. That's what I see.
And unfortunately, Armstead, he just hasn't been consistent enough. He's been injured. That was our big off season, so we committed a lot of money to him. And God bless him, he's tough. He tries to get out there and play, but he's just not the Armstead that
It's crazy, dude. I only gave before the season started, I was like, he'll give us 8 games. And everyone's like, 8 games? That sucks. Some people were saying 12. And it looks like they were a little bit more on it because he's already played 13. So he's gone above what I would have expected him to do. I can't knock the dude, man. He's done so much for this team from a leadership perspective.
When he's in there, but we knew signing him, that was one of the knocks.
Exactly. That's why you just need another one, bro. And that's why he was on the free agent
market. That's why he was on the free agent market because most times teams do anything to keep a big left tackle and whatever. But
I would go get another veteran tackle.
The Saints didn't want to give him that big money because they knew he just doesn't play every game. And it's tough.
I think what will end up happening with the Dolphins is I'm praying, please, that we get into the playoffs and continue to make our season go forward. But after we get into the off season, I'm hoping that we can, make some moves. You guys think that that's a good spot in a team for Derek Carr or a different team? Who, the Dolphins? To have Derek Carr? Is that what you're asking?
I don't know. I think maybe since we're Dolphin, I think that's what he's probably saying. So what do you
I've
think
I've heard a lot of car talk. In fact, I've heard Raiders fans talked about the same situation with me because I know a lot of Raiders fans, and a lot of people are like, I've heard Brady, I've heard Rodgers, I've heard blah 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 blah, and I'm like, yeah, I've heard it all too. But I'll be honest with you, I think Derek Carr stays right where he's at. I think he stays with the Raiders. Would I take him on the Dolphins? Hell yes. I would put Derek Carr on the Dolphins, and I think we could win with that. I don't see why
so
you couldn't.
you think even after getting benched that the Raiders would just keep him and everything?
Yeah, why not? What's out there that's better?
I was just wondering because some people are saying he's going to want to move on. He's going to be one of those guys that's going to want. I know wanting to and being able to are two big different things. So I don't know what his contract situation
his contract is. That's the biggest problem is he's got a big bonus coming to him, and that's I think the Raiders maybe are going to try to get out of it. We'll see what happens. I don't think there's.
I know
anything...
that Stidham. I always pronounce his name. I know he started with the Patriots, and now he's
Jarrett Stidham. Yeah, he's their backup.
He played well the other day. So,
dude, I'm trying to tell you, dude, there's some backup quarterbacks in the league right now that I actually am a big fan of. Jarrett Stidham's one of them. I'll tell you a quarterback right now that I really am fond of that he's a backup, and it's the backup for the Chargers. It's that Easton Stick out of North Dakota State. That kid can play, man. If he ever gets a chance to play, he's going to show
he won't
people
get a chance, and
he's
not going to get a chance there unless, what's his name gets hurt, Herbert gets hurt, which I don't wish on anyone. But, it's just that's the only way they got themselves a franchise quarterback for that. Let's see. Because you're wrong about what here. Let's see. It's a big quote. You're wrong about that they did their Charger for a reason to get rid of him, and now Tom Brady will be. I've heard that rumor too that Brady may go out there because of his relation. I know, but I have heard it. So don't laugh too hard, Justin. Because I
am laughing because he sounds like every Raiders fan I talk to here in Colorado. They think they're going to get Tom Brady. Go ahead, get Tom Brady.
Because of Josh McDaniels, right? That's why I think. But
I don't know if they did. I don't know if they did him dirty or not. I don't care, honestly. I just think that there's nothing better out there right now than what you have. You're talking about a team that needs a quarterback. We're the Dolphins, bro. We need quarterbacks. You're be happy with what you got.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible that Tom Brady goes out there, but I just don't know if Tom Brady's going to want to go. I don't know their line situation. I don't know if Tom Brady's going to put them on the Super Bowl contention. Brady's going to want to handpick a team that he thinks if he plays. There's so many things we don't know about Brady.
If Brady's going to play for the Raiders, they need a whole new offensive line. They need left tackle, right tackle, 2 guards, and a center. Right? I don't know.
Yeah. So hey, but thank you, Turbo, for. I guess you're a Raiders fan, Turbo, or I would assume.
I would imagine he's a Raiders fan.
That's what I'm imagining. But
he's all excited, thinking he's the next Brady's franchise sweepstakes winner.
I know, but that's the thing, Hey, I understand.
I'll take Brady on the Dolphins too, Turbo. So don't be sad when the Dolphins end up with him and not the Raiders.
It's okay. Time to move on. I just hope Derek Carr goes to a good team. I'll be rooting for him. So that's fair. That's a good assessment. Yeah.
I hope Derek Carr stays with the Raiders, honestly, just because I think that's a good fit. I don't know why you guys want to fix something that's not broke. I think there's more problems going on with your team than just the quarterback. I understand everyone's frustrated. They're like, he's got benched and everything that's going on.
You're sounding like they're a lot like the Dolphins, in other words.
They really are. They really are. Look at their offensive line. Their offensive line's a mess, bro. Like everyone's worried about Carr. Hell, you better be worried about losing Josh Jacobs, because after you lose Jacobs, you're not going to have an offense no more. So I would pay that guy right there. That'd be my first thing I would do.
Anyway, I just looked. It's almost time to wrap up. I'm horrible at promoting.
You're getting people in here now. You want to stop the show?
I know, but it's that time of day.
I know. If
you can hit the like button, Turbo. I don't know if you're a Raiders fan. You're probably not going to hit the subscribe button, but if you can give us a like,
subscribe anyway.
You can subscribe anyway. Make us look good. So, but thank you for joining, Turbo, and all you guys that commented. You guys are great. Fins up to all you guys. Let's just hopefully Dolphins. By the time we talk on Monday, Justin, the Dolphins would be coming off a victory. The Patriots would be taking an ugly loss to the Bills, and we're talking about a playoff game instead of who's going to be here, who's going to be fired, who's going to be this and that, who's going to be drafted.
We want that W.
Yeah.
Right? We want wins. We need a win over here.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
That's it. like I said, we need the W. I want to move forward with a W, and then we don't have to worry about Black Monday until the next week, maybe.
That's right.
But if we get into the playoffs, I don't think anyone's going anywhere. So
it's a whole new season if we could get into the big dance, baby.
Hey, I agree. And guys, remember, like, subscribe, and don't forget to check out my website if you guys are a Miami Dolphin fan, dolphinthirsty.com. And it's all thing Dolphins. A lot of trivia if you want to go on there and test your knowledge of the Miami Dolphins. And if you want any NFL merchandise, you get hit up Justin on Twitter, and he can hook you up with what you need. And all sports. I always say NFL because we're a football show, but all sports. Anyway, guys, have a great weekend. Hopefully, when you guys come back, we're all talking about a Dolphins victory and that we're going to the playoffs. And we're doing that instead of all in here whining about who should be fired, who should be cut,
right,
who needs to be gone. I want all that to be at least put off for another week and then have those conversations.
That'd be nice.
So that's what we want. So, Justin, have a great weekend. All of you guys have a great weekend. Fins up, like, subscribe, and go Dolphins, man.
Go Fins.